जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो। गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो। गुरु के समान नाही दूसरा जहान में, गुरु के समान नाही दूसरा जहान में। गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो। पाप से बचावे गुरु, ज्ञान को सिखावे गुरु। पाप से बचावे गुरु, ज्ञान को सिखावे गुरु। ब्रह्म से मिलावे गुरु, तुरीय पद ध्यान में। गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो। यह श्रुति वेद कहता, गुरु बिन ज्ञान कैसा। यह श्रुति वेद कहता, गुरु बिन ज्ञान कैसा। ज्ञान बिना मुक्ति कैसे आवे तेरे ध्यान में। गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो। छल कपट त्याग दीजे, गुरु जी की सेवा कीजे। छल कपट त्याग दीजे, गुरु जी की सेवा कीजे। छल कपट त्याग दीजे, गुरु जी की सेवा कीजे। सतगुरु की शरण लीजे, खेलिए मैदान में। सतगुरु की शरण लीजे, खेलिए मैदान में। गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो। गुरु के समान नाही दूसरा जहान में। गुरु के समान नाही दूसरा जहान में। गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो। गुरु ब्रह्म रूप जानो, शिव का स्वरूप मानो। शिव का स्वरूप मानो। शिव का स्वरूप मानो। बोले सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। Sahana vavatu Sahanau bhunaktu Sah Viryam karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namah Satgurum Brahmavidvaram Satgurum Brahmavidvaram. The first 6 chapters of Srimad Bhagavad Geeta is talking about Tvampada Vichara. Tvampada means, in simple words, what is my true nature? Bhagavan starts with a very practical sadhana which you are very familiar with, called as Karma Yoga. He says, Arjuna, if we have to inquire deeper, we need a mind which is capable of doing that inquiry. And Bhagavan is so compassionate, he has provided this universe to, as though, exercise our mind and make it stronger. See, when we go to a gym, the first day when we try to lift something, more often than not, we are very humbled with what is our strength. It might fall on our feet, try to do something, hurt ourselves. But that is not to discourage us, but to remind us or tell us that if you do your job well in the gym, one day you can come to lift this. Like that, Karma Yoga, when we get involved, shows us the quality of our mind. What we would not learn in any book, we will get to learn when we enter into Karma Kshetra. That Karma Kshetra can be work, it can be family, it can be friends. How to excel in karma, the secret of that Bhagavan mentioned in Karma Yoga. Then he went on to describe that having done this karma, when a person gets relatively pure mind, he cannot sit quietly. Even if he tries, he cannot sit quietly. What will he do? He will approach a teacher. That came in the 4th chapter. Mind which is free from raga dvesha, mind which is free from extreme likes and dislikes, that mind craves for something higher. Because Paramatma is sitting inside each one of us. If his voice is too clouded by my likes and dislikes, even though that voice is there, it is unheard. When those impurities are brushed off through Karma Yoga, that voice becomes louder. Suddenly he starts questioning, what is the purpose of life? I've gained a human body and I see around how people are living life. Nobody is here who is going to stay forever. If this is the impermanence of life, what is the main purpose for which I am here? See, this question can be a casual question. Generally, we might discuss sometime, what is the purpose of life? But for this sadhaka, this question becomes a bothering question. He says, I cannot just get any answer, I need an authentic answer. That takes him to Guru, that takes him to Shastra. Then scriptures tell him that purpose of human birth is to abide in our own true nature. We have misunderstood ourselves to be something. To correct that misunderstanding and to gain clear knowledge of who we are, that is what will bring us absolute peace. Now this is a very broad stroke, very high level idea. What is true nature? How did I misunderstand myself? Bhagavan says, wait, we are just in 4th chapter. All other chapters I am going to elaborate slowly. Then he starts elaborating different yajnas, different sadhanas. At the same time pointing out where you should head. What is the final destination? In 5th chapter he points it out. Then comes 6th chapter, which is exclusively talking about how to abide in the self, which is the chapter of meditation. The culmination of self-inquiry, who am I, culminates in self-abidance. 7th chapter onwards, Bhagavan is going to say, now you sought me within. Also see the same truth outside. That is the second part. First part is, who am I? Second question would be, who is God? So 7th through 12th chapter, Bhagavan is elaborating that point. Who is God? But 1st through 6th, he culminates in, who am I? And self-abidance. So this is where the first 9 verses Bhagavan had spoken about the lifestyle of a meditator. Right? If you come to your topic breakdown, this is how we had seen it. First 9 verses he spoke about what are the different lifestyle choices. How does a meditator live his life? Having said that, he said we should also understand the preparations needed for meditation. So 10th verse through 17th verse was outer preparation and inner preparation. There Bhagavan said how the seat should be, how you should be seated, how the mind should be. Brahmachari vrate sthitaha, having that single pointed goal. All of these points Bhagavan elaborated. Now we are seeing 18th to 25th verse or 26th verse, that is the technique of meditation. How to actually meditate, lot of nuances are given. More we keep chanting these verses, reflect on every word, our meditation will become very strong and deep. Let us chant from 21st verse to 23rd. We stopped at 23rd. Sukhamatyantikam yattate buddhigrahyamatīndriyam vetti yatra na chaivayam manyate nadhikam tatah yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga sanyitam sanishchayena yoktavyaha yogo nirvinna chetasa. Bhagavan is telling us that this practice of meditation is to taste bliss. We should not look at it as a chore, but we should take it to a point where we can taste blissful nature of this self. How is that bliss? It says Sukham Atyantikam Yattate. The supreme most bliss that is available in this meditation. What we are generally seeking in the world outside, Bhagavan says greater joy, more independent joy, long-lasting joy, and that which remains as joy. Because some joys are such, in the beginning it is joy, but it converts into sorrow. He says this is unlike it. It started with joy, it will remain as joy. And it is effortless, you don't have to do too many things to get this. At the same time, it is more absorbing. When do you say, movie is good? When we forgot the world watching the movie. If the actor cried, I also cried. Actor laughed, I also laughed. I mean, that is a good movie. It made me so absorbed that I became one with it. Like that, Bhagavan says, if we practice meditation well, we can become one with the self. In deep sleep also we become one with the self. But at that time, we don't know. So what is the point of being happy when we don't know that we are happy? That's why Bhagavan clarifies, this joy is unlike deep sleep. Buddhi grahyam. Intellect is very well able to recognize this joy. It is not something in deep sleep, like we experience joy. It is unlike that joy. Buddhi grahyam atindriyam. Atindriyam means it is not Vishayananda. Indriya means sense organs. Atindriya means not born out of contact with sense organs. So joy in meditation, there is no object. Yet we are experiencing supreme most bliss. By the way, this chapter of meditation, 6th chapter, is like a map. After you know how to go from point A to point B, we have to keep the map down and actually go. Gurudev would say, otherwise we'll become good tour guides. You want to go there? I will tell you how to go. Have you been there? No, I have not been there. So every word is important, but it is all up to us, how much we work upon each word. See how Bhagavan Krishna is elaborating. Buddhi grahyam. It is known by the intellect, yet it is not object. It is not born out of contact with sense object. Vetti yatrana chaivayam. He knows this kind of joy. Sthitas chalati tattvataha. Once he is established in that truth, no matter what kind of sorrow comes, he is unshaken from that truth. Have you seen that hologram? Sometimes they have this pattern, and you see behind it, suddenly Om starts appearing, Swastika will appear. In the beginning, it's a struggle to see that. But once you see it, it doesn't go away. Unless you move your mind, move your eyes here and there, that image stays. Whereas other person who came with you is still struggling to see it. It is like that. Once this truth is seen, once a person understands what is the nature of this truth, he never loses sight of it. Look at what all promises Bhagavan is giving. There is one technical point here. Whoever reads it, they will say, this doesn't happen for me. If somebody asks us, do you know the truth? If we have done several years of Shravanam, we dare not say, I don't know it. It's not a compliment to the person from whom we did Shravanam. 15 years if I heard, and still I have a doubt whether I am Brahma or not. That is the only thing they have been telling us. So I cannot say I don't know the truth. At the same time, this line also I cannot say, Sthitas chalati tattvataha. That I never slip from that truth, that also I cannot say confidently. So there is a difference between not knowing the truth and forgetting the truth. There is a difference. Not knowing the truth means either I did not do Shravanam properly, means I did not understand what they were telling. Sporadic Shravanam I did, it did not create Prama. Prama means knowledge. Or I had doubts. Am I Brahma? Lot of doubts were there. How can I be Brahma? I am seeing duality, how can there be non-duality? So if doubts are there, knowledge will not take place. But let us say, I did Shravanam correctly, doubts are also resolved, but still I keep forgetting. You see, that's a different problem. In that, what we need is more reminders. Knowledge has taken place, but forgetfulness is there. It is just like our house address. Do we constantly keep repeating, I live here, I live here? We don't. But if somebody asks, where do you live? Then you try to remember it and tell that person what is the address. But let us say you move to a new city and your new house. Now we don't know how to get there. So that is called as lack of knowledge. The first one was forgetfulness of that knowledge. Both we have to appreciate, both we have to understand. Sthitas chalati tattvata. Once a person is established, Bhagavan says, make sure that you don't unsettle from that state. Then he praises it. He says, this is the supreme most accomplishment. Yam labdhva chaparam labham manyate nadikam tatah. According to me, there is nothing more greater than this accomplishment. So many things we think is an accomplishment, but where will it all end? According to Bhagavan Krishna, all accomplishments, the supreme most epitome of it is to understand I am not this ahankara, I am that blissful self. That is the supreme most thing, most blissful thing. Again Bhagavan reiterates, Yasmin sthitona dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. No matter what sorrow comes to this person, he is not shaken by this sorrow. This is the Phalashruti of Vedanta abidance. Now again, 23rd verse, Bhagavan changed the topic or introduced a very interesting point. We keep saying sanyoga, sanyoga, sanyoga. Sanyoga means what? To unite. Bhagavan Krishna is telling us, you can unite only if you are separated at any point. With God, we were never separated to begin with. So he says, where is the question of uniting? With sorrow, which never belonged to us, we erroneously took it upon us. So he says, just keep it away. That alone is called as uniting with God. Keep what away? Keep sorrow away. Tam vidyat dukkha sanyoga viyogam. Dukkha sanyoga means association with sorrow. Viyogam means keeping away this association with sorrow. Dukkha sanyoga viyogam, that alone is called as yoga. Yoga sannitam. You see the way in which he is introducing? He says, we don't have to become one with God. We just have to realize I was never separate from God. I can never be separate from God. Just like the cloth can never be separate from thread. Cloth can never be separate from thread. Wave cannot be separate from ocean. Like that, Jiva cannot be separate from Shiva. That pure consciousness, I can never be separate from it. If I can never be separated from it, why is it that I am not seeing it? Bhagavan says, because my attention is on the world. So here, dukkham, we should not only take it as sorrow. Dukkham here refers to entire Jagat. So from that Jagat, shifting attention away, that is all I have to do. Somebody asked Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi Ji, what is the self-effort in meditation? This is said in Ramana Geeta. Ramana Maharshi Ji says, the only self-effort in meditation is pulling the mind back from sense objects. Because Atma is self-revealing. If you don't do anything, it will reveal itself. But if I keep doing something, that which is self-revealing will not be known. That is this line. Tam vidyat dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga sannitam. Whatever I call as Jagat, that if I can keep it away, that itself is yoga. In entire Bhagavad Gita, one place Bhagavan says, this thing, definitely you should do it. That is the next line of 6th chapter, 23rd verse. Sanischayena yoktavyaha yogaha anirvinna chetasa. O Arjuna, in the middle of your battlefield, whenever you get time, do some meditation. He is there. Sanischayena yoktavyaha. Nishchayena means with lot of conviction. If you take world to be real and try to create a beautiful world and hope that you will live in that beautiful world, drop such ideas. He says, what is it that I should do? Turn attention away from the world. Pay attention to the self and first get abidance. Then you enter back into the world, do whatever you want. But that turning back, nishchayena yoktavyaha. Do it regularly, do it with conviction. But Bhagwan, my mind doesn't settle. I feel I'm wasting time sometimes. Half an hour I could have done something better. I'm sitting here trying to, what do they call it? Daydreaming sometimes. And it happens more in meditation. When you sit, suddenly the movie starts playing. What happened? What is going to happen? Next line is important. Next word is important. Yogaha anirvinna chetasa. Without getting frustrated, keep practicing. Nirvina means dejected, disappointed. Anirvinna means without getting disappointed. This is Bhagwan Krishna's advice to all of us. Now he says, if you have to succeed in this meditation, there is one thing you have to pay attention to. What is it? 24th verse. You can repeat twice. I will say once, you repeat twice. Sankalpa prabhavan kaman tyaktva sarvana sheshatah manasaivendriya gramam viniyamya samantatah sankalpa prabhavan kaman tyaktva Arjuna, when we sit down in meditation, what comes to us as thoughts? They have a reason for which they are coming. If you randomly try to control thoughts, they are not going to get controlled. But if you work on the cause, because of which thoughts are rising, there is a greater chance that we can control thoughts. It says, how are thoughts born? Sankalpa prabhavan kaman. Thoughts or desires are born because of sankalpa. Sankalpa means whenever we experienced something, subconsciously we entertained this idea that this thing is good. If this thing happens in this way, that is good. I hope this thing doesn't happen in that way. All these ideas are sankalpas. Bhagavan says from those sankalpas, what is born is desire. Either desire to keep something close or desire to keep something away. What is this called in Sanskrit? Raga and Dvesha. Raga means something is good. Let me keep it close. Dvesha means something is not good. Let me keep it far. It says both are born out of sankalpa. Sankalpa prabhavan kaman tyaktva sarvan asheshatah. The one who wants to meditate, Bhagavan says, has to give up all sankalpas. Means imagine the importance of Sharanagati here. When can I give up Sankalpa? Only when I accept Shiva Sankalpa. I can give up my Sankalpa only when I have faith that Bhagavan Sankalpa is the best Sankalpa for me. On the strength of that, Bhagavan says, Asheshataha. See, Kaman already is plural. Then he adds the word Sarvan. Sarvan means all. Asheshataha means without leaving anything. Two adjectives he uses, Sarvan and Asheshataha for Kaman. Means sometimes it can even be noble sankalpas. Those sankalpas are also sufficient to disturb our meditation. So Bhagavan's advice here is, try to go to the root of desires, root of thoughts, and correct it at the root. Sankalpa leads to Kamana. Kamana expresses as vrittis, thoughts. And stronger the Kamana, more racing is our mind. How do I handle this racing mind? He says, cut it at Sankalpa. Once Sankalpa comes, desire becomes strong, you cannot handle that mind much. Now somebody might say, how do you cut this Sankalpa? It's easy to say, don't make Sankalpa. In other text, this elaboration is done. Again, it will come in 6th chapter also. It will be a repetition. It is said there are two very powerful ways to cut Sankalpa. One is Yathartha Darshanam. Yathartha Darshanam means when you understand nature of a thing as it is, and we start seeing the limitations of that thing, our sankalpa for that thing goes down. Yathartha Darshanam means seeing a thing as it is. I'll give some examples, but we should think more on this. Kathopanishad also it will come today. Let us say person is fascinated by yasha. What is yasha? Fame, good name, popularity, let us say. He sees some politician, he is coming, so many people around him, cars, everything is there. Now if he is not alert, he might make a sankalpa. I also want to be like that. This is how sankalpas form. Whatever things we have done, somewhere it has gotten registered. We have given value to it, more importance to it, and we ended up following that route. What is happening there? Somebody's phone. Too smart, phone. Don't know how to handle it. Sankalpa, it can get formed for that person when he sees all this fame. But when he inquires, sits down with that person and says, how do you feel about your life? He says, I want to run away from this. Constantly everybody watching. I cannot go where I want. If I want to go to a restaurant, I cannot go and eat. Family has to be given double protection. When you see Yathartha Darshanam of Yashaha, then this sankalpa doesn't come, I should be like that. The point is, if we don't inquire, then whatever is the projection we have made, that thing alone appears to be true. One Mahatma Ji, he would give even more simple example. He said one day one Mahatma wanted to go for Chaturmasa. He had to move from one place to another. He asked his disciple to pack his bag. Disciple started packing. He found one nice box, velvet box, red color ribbon. Looks like, expensive jewelry set there. He says, so somebody must have given to my teacher. I have to put it very carefully. Removed everything from the bag, made space for this box, expensive box, to keep it inside. Guru came and saw, most of my things are outside. Why didn't you put it? Oh teacher, I wanted to put this box inside. I was making space. He said, open that box. Removed the ribbon nicely. Opened it. Empty box. Nothing is inside. Now once he knows it is empty, do you think he'll have the same fascination for that box? Some might say yes. Container and contained both we like. The point is, once we know the content of a thing, our fascination goes down. Sankalpa doesn't happen. You want to hear a little more subtler example? See, in Bhajagovindam, in many places, including Bhajagovindam, body is criticized. Why is it criticized? So that we get vairagya from body. One Mahatmaji, he said, God is all powerful, right? Whole creation belongs to him. He doesn't have to ask anybody while making this body which material I should use. Whatever he wants, he can use. He said he could have used gold to make our bones. He could have used silver inside, copper. So many nice things were there. But you see where he has put all those elements? Deep down in the earth. Unless somebody really digs it, they will not find it. And he says, just look at this body inside, what all things are there. I mean, there is nothing in this sharira, even medically speaking, where a person will get attached or fascinated. He said, fortunately, Bhagwan said, if I just put all the inner content and leave it like that, this person will have a miserable life. So he put this covering of skin. He said, at least you will be protected from birds and other things. But he said that was sufficient for Jiva to get deluded. But how do you get vairagya? Yathartha darshanam. Just look at what is the nature of that thing as it is. Either it is impermanence or is it sorrow, whatever things they are, more we do yathartha darshanam, sankalpa doesn't happen for that thing. That is the first. Second way to cut sankalpa is anartha chintanam. Anartha chintanam means highlighting the consequences. Whatever consequences might be coming, once we are very clear about it, then sankalpa for that thing doesn't happen. That is the second way. These are all Mahatma's examples, and don't stretch it too far. I'm giving you warning right before. For this one, Anartha Chintanam, there is another example. You see, there was one citizen in a kingdom. He wanted to get something done. He said, if I go to the minister, it will take long time. I don't even know whether my work will be done. He had a wise friend, other wise friend. He asked him, what should I do? He said, Arey, it's very simple. Take this gold coin, go and give it to the minister. He will get your work done. By this time, the king already had grown suspicious. He knew that this minister is doing something wrong, so he alerted his intelligence people. Keep an eye on this minister. So they went and found this person, the citizen who was planning to do this. They said, we know what you are going to do. If you cooperate with us, we can make it work. You will not have this punishment. He said, okay, what should I do? Okay, in this gold coin, I will put one coin from my side, which is different. One on the top, one at the bottom. You go and give this to the minister, we will catch him red-handed. That way we will be able to get to him. He said, okay, put that coin. He put this coin, one at the top, one at the bottom, went and took it to the minister. Minister was an experienced person. He has done for a long time, he knew what to do. When he saw this, he saw that one coin at the top, one coin at the bottom, grew suspicious. Suddenly he changed his plate and started giving him Upadesha. He said, don't you know in this king's kingdom such kind of things don't work? If you want to get your work done, follow the right means. Follow the right path. Don't try all this, it is not going to work. Sent him back, scolded him and sent him back. Now this fellow came back, the intelligence people asked him, what happened, did you give? He said, no, I went to give, he sent me back with this Upadesha. He didn't take. Now this Mahatmaji would say, what made that minister not touch that gold? Anartha Chintanam. He understood the consequences. If I touch it, I am going to be caught. Like that he says, different Vishayas are there. Different objects are there which are going to have their own consequences. More a person is clear about it, he will not make sankalpa for that thing. People who have allergies, right? Strong allergies, severe allergies. How careful they are with food. Why is that? Why don't they make sankalpa for nuts? Anartha Chintanam. That idea is very clear. If I touch it, I know what is the consequence. Puja Guruji once said, only if we understood this kind of consequences for all our negativities. If jealousy comes, if the consequence becomes clear, where it is going to take me. If anger comes, consequence become clear, where it is going to take me. We will be very quickly freed from those things. That is the beauty of Anartha Chintanam. Each one has to do it for ourselves. Sit down quietly and reflect about these two. What was the first one? Yathartha Darshanam. Look at a thing as it is. Second one is Anartha Chintanam. These are all the Vedantic secrets of controlling mind. Think about the opposite. If Yathartha Darshanam is not there, Ayathartha Darshanam is there. Means I project my ideas and see an object only in that light. And Anartha Chintanam is not there. I don't see the consequences. I feel everything is okay. This is that mind will be very turbulent. This solution is mentioned even in Mandukya Karika. When the meditation topic comes, how to control the mind, same solution is given even there. Pull back the mind through Vairagya and repeat this practice continuously. Manasaivendriya gramam viniyamya samantatah. Through this mind, the sense organs have to be withdrawn. And with this, person becomes effective in meditation. Niyamya means disciplining them, pulling them back. There is one more technical point. In Vedanta, all of you are ready for a little bit technicality? Okay, even if you don't want, listen. One adhyasa is called as satta adhyasa. Satta adhyasa means a thing does not exist, but it appears to be existent because it borrows existence from something else. Okay, like silver in shell. There is no silver there. Silver borrows existence from shell and appears to be present. Snake and rope. There is no snake there. It appears to be there by borrowing existence from rope. Okay, the first adhyasa is Satta adhyasa. Second adhyasa is Shobhana adhyasa. Not only that thing is there, but I like that thing. I feel that thing is very nice. It is going to give me joy. That is called as Shobhana adhyasa. Means I see that silver. Now towards that silver I feel if I have that silver it will be so nice. That is Shobhana adhyasa. First one is Satta adhyasa, second is Shobhana adhyasa. Both adhyasa we have to remove. Both superimposition we have to remove. Then only we can know the truth. I have to remove the importance I give to silver, Shobhana adhyasa, and I have to remove the reality given to silver, Satta adhyasa. Everybody with me until this point? But the main point is, I cannot touch Satta adhyasa until I have removed Shobhana adhyasa. I might keep saying, silver is false, silver is false. But if I have fascination for that silver, this knowledge will not take place. In the same way, this Jagat which I want to understand as false, if I have fascination for some Vishaya, some object, Sankalpa is strong, Shobhana adhyasa is strong, I cannot touch Satta adhyasa. First I have to work on Shobhana adhyasa, then I have to work on Satta adhyasa. How will I work on Shobhana adhyasa? Yathartha darshanam, anartha chintanam. That is the part of Shobhana adhyasa. Gurudev calls it as healthy detachment, healthy introvertedness. With that, I can start inquiring into the reality of that thing. See, if something is very, very important to me, bringing this idea that it is unreal is almost impossible. Only when I loosen up that importance, loosen up that attachment, at least intellectually I can understand there is something beyond this. Okay, that is this point. Now, Bhagwan, it is not that easy. You said you should give up Sankalpa. I try. It's not happening. I said, don't worry, next verse. Shanai Shanairu Paramet. Shanai Shanai Buddhya Dhruti Gruhitaya. Atma samstham manah krutva. Na kinchidapi chintayet. Shanai shanairu paramet. Buddhya dhruti gruhitaya. Atma samstham manah krutva. Na kinchidapi chintayet. Shanaihi shanaihi uparamet. One has to withdraw the mind slowly, slowly. When this practice of repetition, this practice of cutting down sankalpa, Bhagwan himself acknowledges it is not going to happen overnight. Because many of these sankalpas are so strong, so deep rooted. Suddenly to undo them is a myth. To say that overnight I will become Nisankalpa. Overnight I will master this meditation technique. He says, don't have these ideas. Depending upon each one's personality, each one's deep-rooted impressions, that much duration it will take. Also depends upon how much is our intensity in practice. Somebody might be casually doing meditation, but somebody might be focused and sincerely doing meditation. Progress is different. One who does sincerely will very quickly be able to abide in this. So many factors are there. Bhagavan says, hasten slowly. Gurudev's quote is there. One book is there actually. Hasten slowly. You have to hasten also. You cannot just sit and say, whenever this mind calms down, let it calm down. But if we rush too fast, then also there is disappointment. Shanai shanai uparamet buddhya dhruti gruhitaya. What is my support in this journey? This is fortitude. Through intellect, holding on to this fortitude, very patiently calming down this mind. Whatever habits we have gained, whatever personalities we have formed for ourselves, we ourselves have built it for us. Correct? Is somebody else responsible for what I am? My own repeated choices have formed our personality. Just like those habits got formed, those personalities got formed, this technique of meditation, this technique of quietening the mind also needs to get formed. Whenever the mind runs, pulling it back. Whenever it goes here and there, pulling it back. With lot of fortitude, Bhagavan says one should practice this. Buddhya dhruti gruhitaya shanai shanaihi uparamet. Pull it back. Having pulled it back, what I should do? Atma samstam manah krutva. Whatever you have heard in Vedanta about nature of Atma, bring that understanding to your mind. Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji very beautifully elaborates this. He says, what does Atma samstam mean? Atma eva sarvam na tatah anyat kinchidasti. Iti evam atma samstam manah krutva. The self alone is all. Other than this consciousness, this self, there is nothing here. Atma eva sarvam tat anyat na kinchidasti. There is nothing else other than Atma. He says, is that so? This clarity we have to get in Shravanam. What Vedanta is trying to say, that there is only non-dual truth. Whatever appears other than this Brahma is only an appearance, it is not real. This clarity I have to get in Shravanam. In meditation I just have to bring this idea. There I should not have doubts. How is everything Brahma? He says this understanding we have to bring it. Most importantly, whatever thoughts are racing, they are also not real. They also belong to this Jagat. This Ahankara which is there also belongs to Jagat. I am totally disassociated from both of them. Once you get this conviction, Bhagavan says, don't shake it. Means once you are abiding in this truth and you get this conviction that other than this self, there is nothing here. Again, don't initiate any thought. Na kinchit api chintayet. Don't have thoughts about the world. Don't have thoughts about technical questions of Vedanta also. What are the names of 5 koshas? I know only 4. 5th kosha is not coming. He says none of that. Because that is part of Mananam, Shravanam. Neither initiate any other thoughts even related to Vedanta. This commentators they clarify this. Na kinchidapi is said. Before Kinchidapi, what was the step? Think about Atma Lakshana. Before that, what was the step? Withdraw from the world. Don't think about the world. Slowly, slowly withdraw. Then once you start thinking about Atma, leave everything. See, these points, when Mahatmas like Raman Maharshi say, it's very hard to grasp. What are they saying? You must have heard this statement, Summa ire. Raman Maharshi, whoever would come, he would say, just be quiet. But there are 3 steps to be quiet. First is withdraw the mind from the world. Then think about Atma Lakshana. After thinking about Atma Lakshana, don't again open it. You know, there is one saying, if a king has given you gold, king has given you some jewels and you have it in your bag, just quietly take it home. On your way, don't open it again and again to see whether it is there or not. It says like that, this Atma Lakshana, once it's understood, again one should not unsettle or doubt it. You know, sometimes when you bake things, if it's not an experienced baker, every 5 minutes they open to see whether it's cooked. Means once you put it there, you are told keep it for 15-20 minutes, just keep it. Why open again and again? He says like that, once you hold on to Atma Lakshana, don't think of anything else. Atma samstam manah krutva na kinchidapi chintayet. We'll pause here. Continue in the next session. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.